Sweet.
Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day in this post-Snyder Cut release world. But we're not going to be talking about the Snyder Cut. We're talking about different movies now. Because, you know what? Let everybody else talk about the Snyder Cut. We're going to talk about a movie trilogy that honestly was not planned to be a trilogy. It was only meant to be one movie at the time. But then people ate it up. It was genuinely a good movie. And it really sparked as like people want more of this. They're eating it like freaking Oreos in milk. Yeah. We're going to be talking about Matt Reeves. I think it was Matt Reeves. Yeah, Matt Reeves. Planet or Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And we're going to talk about the Caesar trilogy in the upcoming weeks after this one. So yeah, this is the Caesar trilogy discussion stream. Returning to the discussion streams is the beautiful Matt's Mama Bear. Mongo is rejoining rejoining us as well.
My man Mongo.
And Price is Right Review is here as well too.
My man Mongo, what's up?
Say hello, ladies first. Ladies first, not men. Silence men.
Hey, how you doing?
Anyway. Alrighty. Gotta put Mads up here because, well, she's a lady. She should be on top.
That's not so wrong.
I'm not touching that one.
Anyway, how we doing, G-Fan? Good to see you. And whoever else is in the chat. And the others in the chat, I'm pretty sure you all will be commenting soon. It's good to see you all. Mm-hmm. So
I was going to say that. I was going to give you my quick reason why I think people love this trilogy so much. It kind of it expands the story of what happened on Earth before the astronaut came back to Earth, if you think about it. Because before this trilogy, no one knows what happened to the Earth while the astronaut was lost in space, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Well, there actually were, Rise of the Planet of the Apes is how it originated.
Yeah.
Yeah, where there was actually the movies with, what's his name? Roddy McDowell.
And Charles Heston.
Where he actually, Roddy McDowell and Charles Heston. But one of the later films that basically covered the origin of how the monkeys came to rule. And or Orange, there's a major delay in the video. There is usually a 7-second delay between. Well, now
I'm sure.
Yeah, there's usually a 7-second delay, but now I'm just gonna have to frickin' go to my channel and see what the hell is up.
I think I see what he's talking about. You're kind of doing that samurai movie, speak thing.
Mother.
Hey, you got technology, man. I was just going to say that, yeah.
Fatal was doing it earlier this week.
I was just going to say that with the Charles Heston's old school Planet of the Apes, we all know about the apes ruling over the planet, but we never get to really see how it began or how did the apes take over the Earth in the first place. But this trilogy kind of expands that out, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Is this better?
Yeah.
It's my other camera. Am I in sync again?
Not really.
Kind of skipping a bit, but it's not too bad. Yeah.
It's okay.
Fuck it. I'll just do this. I'll do this. None of us are on screen anymore.
Hey man, it's all good. It's all good.
It's all good.
Hurts better now. Yeah, it's all good. Anyway, let's get to the talking points here. So basically, the movie begins in Africa, where you see a lovely troop of chimpanzees, and then they stop in the middle of the woods. I gotta say, this was an actual interesting sequence where the apes are getting rounded up, and it shows you how they end up in the lab. And then you see Bright Eyes, which is a direct call out.
Yes.
Good movie
Yep,
trilogy.
yep, yep.
Love it. Love
Good.
it.
I mean, they did a lot of homages and tributes to the original in this one. Dead
Charlton
serious.
Heston, yeah.
Yep. Good movie trilogy, masterpiece, even one of my favorites. You're damn right it is, man.
Well
Oh, yeah,
said,
absolutely.
DJH. Well said.
Damn right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this one or they actually do have an extended beat of it.
Oh.
I haven't seen that one yet. I want to see it.
It's not an extended edition, but it's part of the deleted scenes that wasn't finished. Where Terry Notary plays Alpha, which is Caesar's father, which had already impregnated what's her name before she was captured. Bright Eyes. And he's chasing after the vehicle as it's pulling away. And it's like, you just took my main piece, so I'm not gonna let you get away.
You said my girl.
Then
You basically just took my girl.
Yeah. And it's like, you took my girl, I'm gonna kill you. But instead they killed him because, well, he's an ape, they got guns. This movie was way better than I expected. I didn't like the Mark Wahlberg movie. The Mark Wahlberg movie.
Nice costumes. Nice costumes.
Yes.
Like,
I thought, well, for me personally,
I'd dress up like one of those apes in a second. Like, those were fun costumes.
Cool looking fucking apes, yeah.
But the movie itself, yeah, not.
For me personally, I thought it was okay, just not spectacular. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you get Bright Eyes, the zoom in, which transitions to her in the lab. And we get introduced to what many young ladies call the heartthrob, James Franco. And he's the head of the lab with all the monkeys, or rather apes. Oops, sorry.
Or testing subjects, yeah.
Yep. Speciest. Anyway. What an ass, what a bitch, what a blah, blah, blah. What a cuck, blah, blah, blah. Okay, good to see you, buddy. Love the new name. That was a disgusting Planet of the Apes.
Disgusting.
Yes, that was a disgusting Planet of the Apes movie.
Disgusting.
Right, man.
Love it. Love it. Descriptor.
He's not exactly wrong.
It's not wrong, yeah.
Like I said, man, it was okay. It was okay, just not spectacular. I'll just say that.
James Franco was stoned in this film. Amazing. Really?
Wow. He wasn't stoned.
That would have been funny if he was.
No, in this movie, he did not find anyone to kill with either.
Yeah, but anyway, she's showing a heightened intelligence where she's doing what's known as the Lucas Tower, where you got to move these pegs or these rings from peg to peg without one going over the other. So she was getting it in like 18 moves or something like that, which the perfect score is 15. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, well, there is a lovely abundance of joy in James Franco. I couldn't think of the word, so I had to go to a different route of words. But anyway, he goes to his boss and he's like, "We're ready. It's good. We should do human trials. You're going to need board approval for human trials." Jacob's the voice of reason, played by David not even going to try to pronounce his name. But anyway, Ole. There. David Ole. I don't care. Anyway. So they're in the board room and, well, Bright Eyes doesn't want to come out. She's got stage fright. She's hiding under her bed. And I'm like, when I first saw this movie, I'm like, that is not, or that's fear, but it's not stage. That's something's up.
Mm-hmm. So she might have been abused or something.
No, she was acting protective. Even I recognize maternal defense.
Well, that part, I'm talking about before, yeah.
Yeah, but then she's about to pull off dude's arm,
Mhm.
And you're like, she's gonna break my heart. And Franklin, that guy is such a great actor. He is such an awesome dude. He has a lot of heart in this movie. The guy that played Franklin, I can't remember his name. He's the fat guy. Anyway,
I know you're talking about, yeah.
I've got the cast list looking right in front of me. Who did you want?
Franklin.
Tyler Labine.
Tyler Labine, yeah. I've seen him in other films. I can't remember which ones, but I remember.
And Stephen Jacobs, the voice of reason, was David Oleo.
Oleo.
I admit I am still probably pronouncing that wrong.
Yeah,
I might not be familiar with that particular region.
Yeah, Oleo. Anyway. Oleo. There. That's how you pronounce it. So she runs amok. She gets into the boardroom, crashes the party, literally crashes through the party, and they end up gunning her down. Well, instead of doing an actual investigation as a company would actually dictate, it would cost a small fortune to run tests to come to the conclusion that is obvious, that these apes are contaminated. They're evil. They're infectious. Kill them all.
Freaking believable.
I mean, that's basically what they do.
I mean, the handlers of the ape didn't seem like it was the best method.
Exactly.
You know, having a little juice soda, then opening up the door and trying to wrangle her that way.
It's like,
there's got to be a better way to do it.
Any parent who's taking a kid home after a birthday party will tell you, handing them juice and cookies is not going to calm them down.
No, it doesn't.
Like I said, she just come and trap on me, see what happens, or something like that.
Exactly. And then you find out, after guys like, I can't do that, I won't do it. You're the chimp handler. Handle it. So he makes him put him down. And that is
just messed up, yeah.
Here's the thing, folks. Even without ALZ-112, which is the drug that they use, which is actually meant to be a callback to the original Planet of the Apes, because the original one time is 112 minutes.
That's correct.
The original name of the treatment was going to be ORT, original run time. No joke. If you watch the special features, it's there.
That's true.
I believe it.
That's cool. Yeah.
So then Will comes in and finds out, or he's like, what? And then he sees Franklin looking down at the little guy. He's like, they carry small. She was probably pregnant by the time she got here. And it's like, wait, she wasn't being aggressive. She was being protective. They thought we were going to hurt her baby. I mean, how would you guys act? I mean, how would anybody act if you thought that somebody was going to hurt your baby? We already know how mad.
They don't be dead.
They don't harm the mama bear.
Don't piss off the papa bear either, because the thing is, if I had a kid and somebody was trying to hurt him, or if I thought somebody was going to hurt him, sometimes mama bears pale in comparison to daddies. Because
I know, but like I said, daddy bear we're disembowel him, so.
Mommies will kill him quick. Daddies will kill you slow. Make you suffer. No offense to mommies.
We'll agree to disagree on that one.
I'm joking anyway. But me, I'd be very protective, to be completely 100% honest.
Every dad would. Anyway.
And so he's like, he gives them to freaking Will. He's like, my half brother or my brother-in-law works for security. He'd rat me out in a second. I can't take care of a monkey. It's not a monkey, it's an ape. I just need you to do it long enough for me to get a sanctuary. Dude, this is company property. Look, Jacob's just made me put down the rest. I'm done. So, you want to do it? There's your needle. You fucking kill a little baby.
That was good. I like that. Just
pro-life movie. Good message for pro-life. God damn it. Price is right. You're always dropping out, dude.
Price is right. The internet.
Get your internet fixed. And my talking points have to be reloaded. Son of a bitch.
Hey, it's what happens when I'm working in the middle of nowhere, man.
Okay, who
Super.
dropped their microphone?
I had to put the mic up for a second. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I was just
Okay.
my phone just.
So yeah, then we get home and Price is Right is back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Hopefully
I work in the middle of nowhere
now.
man.
There we go.
Anyway, back to the movie.
Am I delayed again?
Not on my end.
I don't think so.
I think I'm delayed. So.
Ah.
I was gonna mention one thing. So,
you guys answered.
Now he dropped himself.
Hello, happy dinosaur. Chomp chomp, my brother.
Hello, my dino.
I was gonna say, the one thing I wish they would put in the movie is the astronaut taking off from Earth. On the space shuttle. We don't see that, and that'd be awesome to have a tie into the original one.
It would have actually been a nice scene.
Yeah, to see the astronaut go into space while the experiments on the Apes were happening at the same time, like a simultaneous.
Or at least a nod to that in the closing credits.
Yeah,
you guys are talking about the space trip.
Yep.
Yeah,
that is in this movie.
Was it?
Where is that? I didn't see that part.
They had a couple scenes here. Yeah, they had a couple scenes. The Icarus just lands in Mars's atmosphere and whatnot.
Oh, but we don't see that on Earth, though. We don't see the actual takeoff of the ship. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, they only showed the ship being took off.
It was an Easter egg. Yeah.
Easter egg. Yeah. That's all they got. That's an Easter egg. What the hell, man?
But Easter egg's not the only one.
I live for Easter eggs, but
I'm just saying it would have been awesome to see the actual shuttle take off from the Earth to say, okay, the experiments are happening, but the shuttle at the same time is going off into space. That would have been awesome, but that's just me.
That is exactly what. Well, no, it isn't exactly what happened, but yeah.
It's like we don't see the two scenes at once. We don't see the experiments on the Apes at the same time. We don't see the shuttle take off into space, so to speak. Quote unquote,
well, Charlton Heston was dead, so they couldn't really do it. As that would have not made
no, I know that part. I'm just talking about have like a reference of the shell take off from the Earth or something like that. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah. So he brings him home, and he gets or he has a bunch of diapers and stuff with him, and a lady comes out talking about his father,
Alzheimer's,
and his father has Alzheimer's.
I feel bad for that guy. Yeah.
And then you get introduced to John Lithgow, a great actor. He was a good actor.
All right.
And you see him in this
movie.
Yeah, you see him in the throes of the Alzheimer's. Is like, hey, Will, today's the big day, right? Yeah, I thought I forgot. Math test. And it's like, 20 years ago, Dad. Yeah, math test. But anyway, he's playing the keys a little off key on the piano. And then he's like, hey, Dad, you want to see something? What? And then he gets introduced to the Baby Caesar. Now, here's the thing, folks. Baby Caesar was also done by the brilliant motion capture of Andy Serkis.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Even little Caesar, as a baby, and as a kind of toddler to middling, was all done by Andy Serkis.
Wow.
Yep, that's true.
Andy Serkis really kicked off the motion capture industry in ways that made Mortal Kombat motion capture look primitive, which it basically is.
You know what I thought of when you mentioned Mortal Kombat motion capture? I didn't think of the games.
You thought about the
Mortal
character?
Kombat Annihilation.
Oh, yeah.
I thought of that one when when Ryu, oh my gosh, when he turns into the dragon.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my gosh. We lost Price.
We've come
again.
a long way, folks. We've come a long way. And that was in 2011. And now we're, wow.
Are you thinking Liu Kang?
Liu Kang.
Yeah. Yes. Liu Kang, yeah. Andy Serkis, he's Gollum, King Kong, and many more. You're damn right he is. I'm pretty sure he could play a T-Rex too there, Happy Dino.
Totally.
I really hate my phone sometimes. Sorry, guys. Fucking stupid. Anyway.
So
yeah.
Then he pretty sure I can pull my docs up on my phone. Now that I heard the word phone, it just completely rang in my mind.
Yep.
But yeah.
The one thing I'll say though, the one thing I will say first before we continue is I feel bad for the poor guy having to take care of his dad with Alzheimer's. Because that was me literally a couple of years ago with my grandfather. I can relate to that with all of them. Because think about this for a second. Imagine a guy who is 6'8", a former sailor in the military with Alzheimer's. You can do the math.
Yeah.
So, I can relate to the poor guy on the movie.
Yeah.
But let's continue.
So then he you get another little tiny Easter egg because Caesar himself is an Easter egg, really, because there was a character named Caesar in the original Planet of the Apes movies.
Yep.
In the later movies, played by Roddy McDowall. And kneel down, Caesar, kneel down. He's quoting Shakespeare, basically.
Yep.
And then Caesar's screaming because he's got a congestion problem, or he's congested. And like any dad, he hears it, goes right back to sleep. Yep. He goes right back. Then he hears him screaming again, and he's like, oh shit, that's my kid. So then he goes in, turns on all the hot water, steams up the room, and Caesar's very thankful. Even grabs him with his little cute finger. So how cute was Caesar on a scale of 1 to 10 with you guys?
I would say 8.
He was just too cute. I mean, oh my god.
He's a monkey. It's still a monkey anyway.
Yeah.
He's not a monkey. He's an ape.
He's an animal. How about that? Sue me.
So
anyway,
we get more Alzheimer's from John Lithgow. Where are my car keys? Where'd you put them? Dad, you don't drive anymore. I knew that.
I feel so bad for the poor guy. I swear.
I do. He actually portrays it very well. I've had Alzheimer's relatives with Alzheimer's.
Yep.
They do have those, or he was in early stage Alzheimer's, going into, or he was in second stage to third stage. Because third stage is where you do start to get more aggressive.
Yep. My grandfather was in that stage when he died.
So he was in second stage Alzheimer's at this point of the movie.
That's what I'm talking about.
When he's like, can you feed the little guy? He's like, of course I can. So he just hands him the bottle, and freaking Caesar just starts chugging like a champ. And he's only a day old, people.
Yep.
Like, how old are you? Day old? 2 days old? He's pretty
his intelligence was passed down from his mother, so yeah.
Exactly. And that's what was put in the next scene, which was 3 years later. 8 years goes by in this movie, folks, by the way. A total of 8 years. So, yeah. Caesar's intelligence, he's signing like 24, or at age 2, he was signing like 24 words, which is...
That's impressive, huh?
Yeah, that is very... Most apes don't learn that until they're, mostly grown.
Pretty much. But the thing is with him, he's enhanced, so keep on.
Yeah, he is enhanced. I just love the how he's swinging around the house. It's almost like freaking Curious George at this point.
Oh, yeah.
You see him with the cookies, how he's swinging on a lamp, pulls the thing up, reaches in, pulls out a cookie, puts it in his mouth, then swings back, puts the thing back on, and it's like, That is so freaking awesome.
He's a sneaky bastard, man. Sneaky bastard.
Yeah, he is. He just knows how to get around very well. He's even fully potty trained at 3 years old, because the first thing you see him doing at 3 years old is coming out of the damn freaking bathroom.
Creepy, but okay.
But yeah.
Anyway.
So then you see him going up to the attic where it's been designed for him, or it's been modified for him and whatnot.
Mhm.
And you see, or basically, Will is going over his intelligence and how at 3 years old he still maintains far more intelligence than any human counterpart. And he's looking at the kids playing outside, and he sees one kid roll on, or do a little jump ramp, and the chain comes off. And so he sees the kids in the backyard. So he goes down out of the attic and sees that there's a window open.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this all happened, or actually, no, wait, hold on. This actually didn't happen in the right sequence. I actually blanked for a second. I'm sorry. Yeah, Will treats his father with the ALZ 112. He actually, because his father was having the aggressive fits and the aggressive attitude. And so he treats his father, and the very next day his father is better. And that's when that's when Caesar noticed that's when Caesar notices the bike chain. But also you see him playing chess. You see him learning sign language, home, or how to say home with the chin, or your hand curled chin to cheek is home.
Yep.
Which actually comes to play in Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yep.
Did the monkey just talk?
Yep.
Yeah. Call him a monkey again. Yo. Anyway. So
Let's go.
then, yeah, he gets attacked by the neighbor. Who played the freaking neighbor, man? Madge, you got the cast still?
I still have the cast list. Give me. I'm trying to remember. That's not it.
He was the really aggressive asshole of a neighbor. I just call him the asshole neighbor.
They don't give me that. They don't give me that.
Well,
description. Really,
he's
basically
asshole neighbor.
He's basically was the Karen of the neighborhood.
Let me see the full
Hold
cast.
on, I'll pull it up too, because
Dude,
I remember.
Good.
Hold on.
HP.
I was going to say he was basically the
Why is it
Karen of the
finding the
neighborhood.
Apes cast? Okay, let's see here. Jamie Circus, James Franco, Tom Felton. Come on, where's the belligerent neighbor or whatever?
Belligerent neighbor.
David
Looks
Hewlett.
like Karen.
Hunsicker is his name. David Hewlett is his real name, but they call him Hunsicker or Hunsiker or whatever.
Yes,
I just call him the
Todd
asshole
Hunsicker.
neighbor. Yeah, I just call him,
David Hewlett. No, you're right. Todd is the son.
yeah. He's the asshole neighbor. And so freaking Caesar fixes the damn bike chain, but the daughter sees him and starts screaming, and then you hear freaking Hunsicker just attacking Caesar with a freaking baseball bat. He's like, enough! What the hell's wrong with you? If that animal comes in, everybody catch it. It's like, he won't. He just...
Well, I will say this, though. We'll think about it for a second. Say if you're a dad with a daughter playing with the bike, and you see some wild animal messing with their bike, you know, I can understand he might be an asshole, but at the same time, it's still a wild animal from his perspective, so he doesn't know if it's intelligent or not. So
True.
I'm just saying, I'm just playing devil's advocate on this one, because if I'm a dad and I see a wild animal playing with my daughter's bike, I don't know if it's dangerous or not. You know, like I said.
True.
Unless the guy next door to me is saying, yeah, I have an ape in my house for whatever reason, for scientific purposes, whatever, or I'd be more careful. But like I said, if I just see some wild animal messing with my daughter's bag or being, quote unquote threatening, I'm not gonna know if it's there or not.
Yeah. And so Caesar got injured, so they bring him to the very attractive Frida Printo, who is the vet at the local zoo. And I absolutely love this scene because as soon as frickin' Caesar's in or comes into proximity of the wild apes that are in the zoo, they all just go really frickin' silent and just their eyes are just stared at them walking by. Then Caesar's like, "What's going on?" And then they all just go ballistic when they see he's another ape.
Basically, like, what are you looking at? Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like they all just start freaking out and whatnot.
Yeah.
So then he gets stitches. He really likes her. He starts signing for ice cream, and then he's telling him, or he's like, no. She's impressed that he taught him to sign and whatnot. Just basic words, just a handful of things.
But I'll say one thing. This is where the zoo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say one thing. That guy who plays Malfoy, the guy who plays this stupid handler, he's. I don't know. Nothing against the actor, but he plays so much of a good villain. I just want to dead the guy in the face, man. I want to just deck him in the fucking face, man.
In this movie, you're damn right. I would have, or I wanted to.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah, what's his name? Yeah, Malfoy. I always call him Malfoy.
Tom Felton. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
he plays a damn good villain. That I just want to deck him in the face, man. When I saw him.
Oh yeah, definitely. But he's later on in the film. He's not at the zoo. But yeah.
Yeah. But to my point, though, like I said, if I ever meet someone like that much of a prick, I would just lay him out. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway.
I just gotta pause for a second because the chat is off the chain hilarious right now.
Oh my god! All right, let's see.
Between Happy Dinosaur throwing people treats at us.
Caesar makes Curious George look like a short butt monkey. Yes.
This is why I love the chat. The chat's awesome.
Yes.
Happy Dinosaur
is hilarious too.
Leave it to James Franco.
Leave it to James Franco to swear.
I as a dino find you all mammals adorable. Dinosaurs, people treats, chocolate.
Dino, you're awesome, dude. You're awesome,
you guys want to hear something fucking hilarious? It's also a financial irregularity with my aunt, but somebody or somehow her card or her debit card ordered a Mr. Goodbar from Walmart.com.
That's how we. That's how we. You have to be so lazy to order a chocolate bar off a freaking Walmart website. Come on.
You want to know the craziest thing? The person who delivers it is like, special delivery. Literally says that. And it's like, she thought it was her new phone that she was getting, which she also got today. But I'm opening it up, expecting to see a phone. And I'm like, please tell me this is some sort of joke. So I pull it out and I show her the Mr. Goodbar. And it's like, what the fuck? It was absolutely hilarious.
Oh, freaking believable. Back to them.
Usually you'd send it back because of the financial irregularity, but you know what? We were fucking hungry, so we had a little chocolate.
Hey, double bonus there, I guess.
Yeah. And oh my god, what did he say down here? Let it be known that I hate every monkey from chimpanzee to chimpanzee. Specious bastard.
Was that Dino again?
No, that was
Soul Assassin this time.
Oh, okay.
That was a great Simpsons episode.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Animals are the best wingmen, except me. But Mecha Happy Dino will hopefully better.
Love your Dino. You're awesome, bro.
Yeah, dude. Walmart does layaway. LOL.
All right.
Only the homeless do layaway for chocolate.
depends on the size of the chocolate bar. I would seriously consider it. You know.
This was
in the almost do today for a chocolate bar.
this was a pretty big freaking chocolate bar. I'm telling
Well,
you.
there you go.
This one was like theater size or big theater size.
Yeah, you can get some pretty like I know this from being a chef, but yeah, you can get some really big ass chocolate bars. So,
You're a chef? Sorry,
yeah.
for myself too. Nice.
No,
So-
I'd worked a number of places. I had worked where
Yeah,
I
I've
still
had my
know it
share
as
work.
the ACC, but where the Raptors play.
Nice.
Okay,
That's pretty-
now, does
Yeah.
anybody in this panel know sign language?
A
I
little bit.
do. My grandfather's deaf.
What was it that Caesar said to James Franco when he's like, "No, stop it," because it's like,
I'll have to see it because I haven't seen the movie in a long time. I'll have to rewatch it to see what that conversation was.
Yeah,
I had to see it.
his
I had
hand-
to
his
visually
hand
see
bas-
it.
was
I'll actually come on screen
Yeah.
for a second. Let me just get my hat back on.
Uh-huh.
Um,
I'm a little rusty because it's not to my grandfather in a long time, but yeah, I'll give it a try.
but basically, he's going like this or something like that, and, I'm like, and then he tells him to stop, and it's like, "Are you sick?"
If he's doing the hand motion, like it's basically saying you're talking too much. I think that's probably what he's talking about. Like,
Yeah.
talking.
Because I'm thinking he was suggesting that freaking James gets it on with Frida at the point.
Yeah, but I think if you're talking about that hand gesture where you're doing your up and down with your hand there, yeah, it might have been saying you talk too much. You know.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but so then she's like, "Okay, what's he saying now?" When he signs dinner, because I actually do recognize dinner because I actually had to help a young autistic kid sign, and I had to learn how to sign a little bit too. I just didn't know what he was saying in that instant. But then he's like, "Well, he thinks that you and I should have dinner together." Frida is
it's kind of a hint into that.
yeah. It's just so freaking funny. And then you just see that they're basically a freaking couple at the point or in the next scene.
I want to say a couple,
dating.
but more of a first date kind of thing going on.
Yeah. Only sign language I know is that this is the universal symbol for fuck you.
well, not exactly universal. I mean,
Damn.
Britain has a really fun one where it's like you take that peace sign, but you flip it around. That's the equivalent of.
Yeah.
I would say
And
dinosaur.
this is what Soul Assassin says. Facts.
Yep. I know there's a country where sticking your thumb up is like a thumbs up. That's like fuck you.
Wait. The one thing I've learned recently, which is so stupid, isn't it the OK sign, the representation of white power?
Oh fuck no! We're not going there. We are not going there. Jesus Christ, we're not going there.
That was the most stupidest thing I ever heard in my life when I saw that on the freaking news. I'm like, you guys are insane. I swear, these people are insane.
Yeah.
There's a whole nother freaking conversation for that time, man. But oh my gosh.
Anyway, back to the movie.
Offensive hand gestures. That would be a fun topic.
Yeah, so she's now at his home, and they're up in the attic, and he's like, so what's your secret? I really can't take any credit for it. It's in his genes. That's the first freaking truthful thing he said to that woman.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's the obvious thing. How can I explain away his intelligence? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and so she actually is like, he won't always stay like this. He's going to soon become a very large and powerful animal. I love chimpanzees, but I'm also afraid of them, and it's appropriate to be afraid of them.
Yeah, because they're actually wild animals. I don't know if they're dangerous or not.
Yep.
And so he dismisses it. He's like, Caesar would never hurt anybody. It's like, knowing where this movie goes,
Well, then, like I said,
we'll get back to you on that. So
Hey,
then
man,
he just
I have a 4-pound cat that I lovingly refer to as my teeny duck kitty. I know she would hook most people up.
Well, your cat's not enhancingly intelligent, though.
Sometimes I wonder.
Now, if your cat starts developing like human-like intelligence, then we have a problem.
Yeah,
A real problem. Anyway,
I've seen a cat do sign language.
Yeah.
By the way,
show me that. Where the frick is that video? I want to see.
look it up on YouTube. Cat does sign language. It signs the word eat.
Yes.
Oh, gee. That's stupid. Anyway, but whatever.
But anyway, so because he needs to have a more wide open space and they have a psychotic neighbor, they go to the redwoods. And he doesn't need a leash. Come on, just for a precaution. And this is where they have the absolute best part of the score. Who did the score for this movie? Because I seriously think that guy deserves an award for the score of Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So when Caesar just takes off and does this after doing the supplication gesture and whatnot, he finds the biggest tree in the redwoods.
Yep. Climbs it up there.
And he's just looking at it. He's like, I am so going to own this bitch. But I need Daddy's permission first. And, well, Daddy's dad beats him to it. Come on, Caesar, climb! I was like, Dad, really? If he falls off a freaking tree, I'm going to kill you. You won't outrun the disease. You'll die. But anyway, he's getting up there, and it is such the most beautiful freaking score. Yep. I wish we could play it, but I don't want to get copyright struck.
Oh, jeez, people.
Damn, I am so freaking... It is... When I was sitting in the theater watching this movie, listening to that score gave me tingles.
Yeah, because it's a nod to the original one. It's a little bit of a nod to the original.
Is it?
Not to the original score of the original Planet of the Apes, but I'm saying the way they had this the screenplay with the music, it kind of gave the nod to the,
I don't know if it is, but the thing is, the way that he's or then it's another time jump where he's running through the redwoods through the trees, and as time is passing during a storm and other things, and then you see him get up. 5 years have passed, and he's in his full-blown Andy Serkis-sized Caesar.
Yep.
And he's looking down, and James Franco and Frida Pinto haven't aged a day.
Which is kind of weird to me, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, 8 years freaking passed on this movie, and James Franco doesn't age a damn day.
It's not that weird. I can show you guys pictures of my high school grad photo, and there's really not much difference. That was the late 90s. So
you're going to show us that after the end of the stream.
Yeah, send it to our DMs,
send it to our DMs. But so he sees freaking Will getting fresh on Caroline, and he's like, I want some of that love. So he jumps down and interrupts him. And then he's doing the whole, I want some love, give me some love. He's like, all right, you get some love too.
Well, the question is, who's he jealous of? Franco or the girl?
Hard to say. But anyway. So they're walking by, and this is when you see the smallest hint of irritation with, well, it's not really the smallest hint, but this is where he sees the German Shepherd. And they're like, is that a chimpanzee? And he's like, how you doing? And they're walking by, and the dog just wants to get a hold of that chimp. And Caesar just is like looking at him, and he can't understand why he's being pulled and jerked, so he reaches up towards the thing. And it's like, oh my gosh, man. So then he's walking away, and he's just sick and tired of the dog, and he just snarls at the damn dog. He just screeches at it, and the dog's like,
just comes off,
And then he just hisses, and that's when Will he's like, come on, we're done here. So he opens up the back, and he's like, you gonna get in? Caesar just looks at him. He's like, fuck you. I want to sit in this. I'm a fucking guy now, man.
Yep.
So he sits in.
You guys be right back. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay, no. And I love this dialogue here, where it really shows you that Caesar is truly smart, but he's also confused. So he signs. He's like, "Am I a pet?" And he's like, "Are you a pet?" "No, you are not a pet." "Who is my father?" "I'm your father." "What am I?" Because Caesar knows. He's like, "Okay, you're saying that you're my dad, but I don't look like you.
Yeah.
So what am I?" He honestly doesn't know. So he wants answers, which is understandable, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, "What is Caesar?" "All right." So then and this is where Caroline figures out the truth too. It's like, oh shit. So he takes him to Genesis and outside, and he's like, "This is where you were born, Caesar. Your mother was brought in with other apes, and she was given an experimental treatment. And when you were born, it passed on to you. And so when you were born, I had to take you home." And so Caesar asks a very logical question. Is my mother gone? Or that is what he actually signs. He's not, "Is my mother dead?" He's like, "Yes, your mother is dead." But he actually signs, "Is my mother gone?" And Caesar is visibly irritated at this. And I love the way that Andy Serkis emotes this. Are you saying Andy Serkis is as short as a monkey? Oh my God. Hollywood celebrity and Mads don't crack.
What?
Show her a picture of Demogeny with his shirt off.
Yes. No, I know what he means. Yeah, Orange Hat. I sent a picture of you from 2000. Sent a picture from 2000 when I was working at the X in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
To your DM.
All right, I'm about to check that out because when any woman sends me a picture in my DMs, I'm going to check it out.
Full details. I was working at the Canadian National Exhibition as a palm reader. The outfit is very elaborate, and they had as an optional exhibit of get your picture taken with a snake, which of course I couldn't resist.
Yeah, I was about to ask, was the python part of the outfit?
He almost became a permanent part of the outfit. He didn't want to let me go. The feeling
looking at you side to side here, you have not aged a fucking day.
That is 21 years ago.
Holy shit!
You're welcome. You're welcome to show that photo live.
All right. Okay, you said it. You gave permission.
Yep, this photo was 21 years ago.
Well, let's see if.
Oh, that looks nice. Yeah, snake.
Yeah, he had a good grip on my hand.
That's Mads from 21 years ago.
Yes, I for those who follow me on Twitter, I'll post it later.
Hot stuff.
Thank you.
But then again, Mads has always been hot, so yeah, folks, follow Mads Mama Bear. Anyway, because one, she's hot, that even snakes like.
Mm-hmm.
She's hot-blooded. Snakes love her. But anyway, back to the movie. I return. Well, you return just in time for the funeral. Anyway, no, that actually is later. So then Caroline is like, "Let's bring him home, or take him home." Mm-hmm. And then she just opens up his freaking lab door. He's like, "Explain it to me." Okay. I snuck him out of the office to save his life. And I had no idea that it was passed down vertically from mother to son. But this is his readings from last year. See his IQ? It's doubled. And he is telling her this great research stuff. And it's like, this is wrong, Will. My father was on the brink of death. This drug brought him back. Some things are not meant to be controlled. Some things are not meant to be changed. That is actually
That's
a very major
nice
role
line right
in this
there.
movie.
Yep.
Nice line.
Mhm.
Yeah, some things are not meant to be changed.
Mhm.
And so, rip my hand off because it's way too fucking hot in here. But anyway, so while they're saying this, Caesar is upstairs and he's looking at a marking on his chest. Now, that wasn't a part of Bright Eyes. That was actually the same mark that his father had. If you look in the special features at the art, at the pre-production art, concept art. There we go. And yeah, James Franco, Caesar's IQ is over 9,000.
You know exactly which one I was laughing at. And
It's
thank
over
you, Bruce Willis, and
9,000.
Dinos.
Dino, you're cracking me up. I swear, Dino, you're cracking me up.
My Mads is very popular with the reptiles.
Ew.
No, that snake had a real good grip on me. Didn't want to let me go. I joked about it. I'm like, no,
Of course you
no.
Of course you enjoy that. Of course you would enjoy that.
Yeah.
My question is, why are you drawing the wrong conclusions there, Price? Ew, saying ew like that. What the hell's wrong with you? But then again, I mean, snakes on a plane. There was one snake that was going up a woman's cooch. But anyway.
Yeah, I still remember this. And you're telling me I would dirty mine.
Anyway.
Moving along. So yeah, let's see here. Talking points. Right. So now, the next day, he's given, or they're at the table, and John Lithgow is using his silverware upside down.
Yep.
And Caesar writes it, but he's looking at Will, and he's like, "What the hell is wrong with this guy? What are we doing? I mean, I know you told me to stay silent all those years ago, but is this what you fucking did to me? Am I going to end up like this?" he's looking at him. He's looking at him with slight shame in his face. He's like, "I am ashamed of you." But yeah. So then he does the test on his dad, and he's realizing that antibodies are formed have formed. Yep. That his body is starting to reject the treatment in its entirety, and it's going to return with a vengeance. And when you see John Lithgow go outside for the first time, and he's like, "Wow, it's so bright," and then he sees a car.
Well, this is when he steals a car. Yeah, I hate this scene. I really hate this scene.
I do too, but it's important. And
no, it's important, but that's why I hate it. But like,
Caesar is putting together another tribute to the original movie, a Statue of Liberty.
Yep.
And you hear the bell ring because the ring is there for when his father leaves the house, and he's like,
yeah,
what's going on? But then he just goes back. He doesn't think anything of it. So then John Lithgow accidentally puts the car in gear and rear ends another vehicle. And that's when you see the asshole neighbor, the psychotic neighbor, stick his head out in the house like, what the fuck?
And he flips shit. He just flips out.
He did flip his shit. And he's like, and then he goes backward and he sees that the guy is just like, he's like
confused.
Oh my God, what the fuck is this man doing to my car?
Yeah, like I said, even though it's kind of Alzheimer's, but still, that's messed up.
He doesn't know that the guy has Alzheimer's, though.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Anyway.
So he's like, "Stop! Get out of the car! What the hell are you doing? Get out of here!" He grabs him like, "Get out of the car!"
He just flips shit.
Holy shit, man! He's like, "I own a car just like, obviously. What the hell were you doing? You know, I'm sick of you and your son." He starts pushing his finger into his hand. Caesar's seeing this.
Yep.
Caesar is seeing this, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, she's just like, I see you. I'm coming after you.
He's like, you do not touch my family like that. I'm not. This is very aggressive. This is a wonderful continuity and non-aired spot. When you see Caesar run, you see in the mirror his reflection go. Most movies I have seen have always missed reflections of quick shots.
Yep.
And it's like they actually did the time to put a reflection of Caesar running off screen in the mirror.
Yeah.
And then freaking Caesar just goes ballistic on the dude. Starts chimp beating him, or ape beating.
Starts monkeying around with him.
Huh? In a way, yeah. And so then he lets the guy start running, and the guy's hair is all disheveled, and he's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" And then he tries getting up into the house, and Caesar's like, "Nope, get your ass back down the stairs." And so then he starts running away, and Caesar's tracking him in the trees and bites off his finger.
Yeah.
Oof. Yep. He went off on that, man. Shit.
That's when John Lithgow stops him. He's like, "Caesar, no!" And Caesar realizes that he done fucked up. But he's
going too far. Yeah, going too far.
He went too far, yes. And then you see the girl, the daughter, who is now
scared, ever mind.
15 years old. They actually got that a little bit more consistent too. And so Caesar's running back to John Lithgow. He's like, "I know you didn't mean it, but he's got blood in his lips."
Yeah, the finger, finger.
From the finger. And the guy's begging for mercy and shit. So we all know what's about to come next. Animal Control is now escorting Caesar to the sanctuary. And the sanctuary owner, Landon, played by the awesome Brian Cox. Brilliant freaking British actor that does an American accent as if it was native to him.
He's one of those actors I absolutely adore because he's in everything.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Yep.
Most people have seen him in at least like 8 movies, and you don't even realize it.
Yeah, no.
I love that.
I've seen him in the Jason Bourne movies. He looks completely different. When I saw him in Red,
that's where I know him from. Yeah,
he was also in the Red movies.
Yep, X-Men as well.
Yep, the X-Men. X2.
X2. Yeah, that's right.
He played Stryker.
He was in Braveheart.
Yep. Oh, he was
in Braveheart. He was in Braveheart.
He was in Troy too.
Troy.
Rob Roy.
There was one about the trials that were just after World War II.
The Berlin trial or something like that.
Nuremberg.
Yeah, Nuremberg. Yeah, that's right. Nuremberg trial. Yeah.
He was in that one as well.
That's true. Yeah,
absolutely.
Good actor.
Brian Cox is a well-renowned and a well-respected actor.
Oh yeah, pretty chill dude. Yeah.
He does a wonderful. He can do accents like the best of them. He did a brilliant Russian accent. He does a freaking flawless American accent.
He was a ruthless king too in Troy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so they bring him into the. He's like, "Take that off of him." No, this has to be. He's like, "It's fine. Let him go." So he brings him in. He's Caesar's in the play area, and he's like, he's never really had any time with other apes. Oh, we get that a lot here. We do our best to provide a very stimulating environment. He's going to thrive here.
Yeah, my ass.
Let's do some paperwork and make sure you close that door behind him. And while Caesar's out there, he then runs into the area where he thinks is going to continue on, except that he hits a wall. Yep. And then he hears the door close, and then Caesar is really freaking confused. He runs clear into the glass, and he's like, "Caesar, this is your home now." And this breaks your heart if you are emotionally invested in this movie.
Oh yeah, for anyone. And it also kind of feels like a betrayal in a sense as well too.
It is. It kind to Caesar.
Yeah, no,
he doesn't understand, and it is kind of a betrayal to him. So he's like, "I want to go home." He's signing, "I want to go home." He kept on signing that even outside of the sanctuary. He's like, "I want to go home."
Yeah.
He doesn't understand why he can't go home. He's not aware of laws.
Nope.
And so then you hear Dodge, played by Tom Felton, the abusing asshole of the primate sanctuary.
Like I said, I would just dug the in the face.
A lot of people want to believe me. A lot of people want to beat the fuck out of him, but
Not the actor, like I said, not the actor, the character.
The character, yeah. And that just tells you how good of a character he plays, or how well he plays that character.
Yeah.
That goes towards his acting skill.
Yeah, props to him, yeah.
And so then he's like, hey, yeah, I can get you out. I can get you out. Hey. And, well, Caesar's very trusting at this point. So he's like,
well, I want to say trusting, but more have no choice but to trust, if you think about it. Yeah.
So he gets led into it, and then the door closed, and he's like, you going to let me out? And he's like, wait, are you gonna? And then freaking he just starts mocking him. Dumb monkey.
Oh,
and it's like, dude, no. So,
like I said, he's gonna regret it later on. But anyway.
Oh yeah. So then, hold on one second.
Dial up technology.
All right. So James Franco goes to the courthouse to get a date for the appeal. And he's like, and the woman who is handling the appeal, or the clerk desk, is played by Karen Carnival, who plays Maurice in this movie. She is the motion actor for Maurice, the orangutan.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Wow. And she's like, 90 days, we'll get the appeal set. And he's like, no, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go into your computer, shift shit around, and I'm going to get a date for my appeal today. You got it? 90 days, sir. That's the best I can do. You're lucky they didn't put that animal down. Then she freaking just slams the damn thing. It's like, shit.
Yeah.
Talk about stroke of luck on that one.
Yep. You then see Will's father just sitting there at the home. He's depressed and has Alzheimer's on it now because Caesar's gone.
Losing his mind slowly too.
Yep. And so he's like, I'm not going to lose both of them. My father's disease is progressing more rapidly than it had ever before. Yep. And so he goes back to Genesis. And he stops the elevator, gets on with Jacobs, and he's like, when was the last time we had a drug that was the best thing ever? And he's like, what are you talking about? The ALZ-112. Oh my God, what happened to you, man? And he's like, the ALZ, or the 112 is dangerous, Will, and it doesn't work. I treated my father with it. It does work. Wait, you did what? You did what?
Yeah.
He's like, he beat the disease. Bring him in. There's a complication. So he's like, obviously, Mr. Moneyman is like, well, doesn't it work or doesn't it? Or does it work or doesn't it?
Well, I'll say this one thing.
Go ahead.
I was going to say one thing. If he found out that the medicine doesn't work, both of them have been facing federal charges up the ass for that.
Well, if it actually got out to the public, yes.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, folks, if you give somebody an experimental drug without knowledge or without sanction,
or FDA approved, you'd be facing charges up the ass.
You are facing trials. You are facing freaking federal charges. You're not just dealing with state charges. You're dealing You're federally fucked.
Yeah.
Welcome
to don't ever give experimental drugs that does not approved yet. Yeah.
Now, I work in government offices. If he yelled at her, it'd be realistic. James Franco wouldn't get an appeal. Nope. If it'd be realist, and it'd be realistic, he wouldn't have gotten an appeal. Yeah, you're right. Some people are assholes would be assholes like that.
Yep.
So he proposes, or he explains that his father outran the disease because antibodies formed and beat the viral component. Yep. So he's like, well, then why are you telling me this? This is a waste of time.
Yep.
There's more. The applications go beyond the treatment and the disease. What are you saying? My father wasn't just cured, he improved. Are you talking increased intelligence? It's not conclusive, but yes. And so he gives him all that he needs to get going on a revised 112, which becomes So
Yep.
Caesar, or going back to Caesar in the sanctuary, is getting mistreated like shit, man. They're all getting fed and whatnot, and he gives him the slop, and he's like, grade A prime or prime grade A primate chow.
And he was eating like fresh fruits and stuff beforehand.
Exactly, and he freaking sniffs it, and he's like, "Fuck!" And then he just starts getting it off his fingers and flicks the other shit back at Tom Felton. He's like, and then he laughs at him.
This is also where he starts to get to know some of the other apes and learn some of them. I know a bit of sign language himself.
Yeah, but that comes actually a little after.
But
so,
yeah, I'm still thinking.
He's like, "You think that's funny, huh? I'll show you something funny." And he's laughing at him, and then he sees the hose, and that's another callback to the original, where the hose is being used on Heston.
Yeah.
And
Heston and all the humans, yeah.
Yep. Also, there was another earlier one when Caesar was driven a little bit mad from all the other apes screeching around him, and Dodge, the kid, Tom Felton, is like, "It's a madhouse! It's a madhouse!" Another callback.
John Heston himself, yep.
And then, and so then he tries to find comfort. He sees a rock on his floor, and he draws the window from the attic, the diamond shape in the circle. And then you hear the kids outside playing. He's trying to find some level of comfort. Believe me, folks, when you are incarcerated, you do what you can. You try to find comfort in your memories.
I'm trying to keep maintaining your sanity too. Yeah.
For a person who was unjustly incarcerated and autistic to boot for 9+ months, believe me, you will do whatever you have to maintain your sanity, to find comfort. It's not easy. So in a way, I know exactly what the fuck Caesar's going through. I kind of went through it, except that I wasn't genetically enhanced to be intelligent.
Well,
another thing is he's an animal too. I would imagine animals are treated much worse than inmates would be too.
Oh yeah. So then,
I've been on enough live streams where we've talked movies just fresh from the mind.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would disagree on the genetically enhanced, factor.
Intelligence.
Yes.
Well, maybe I was.
You do have a very sharp wit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So then they go out, and all the freaking apes are looking at Caesar. He's the new guy. They're all looking at him. They're like, "Who the fuck is this Curious George wannabe?" Because he still has his clothes on.
Yeah, he's still.
So then Rocket is getting groomed by by his side bitches, and he's like, "Beat it, bitches! I gotta establish dominance." So Caesar's like, rolls the ball over to him, and Rocket's not having this. Now, Rocket is technically not a chimp, or not the same species of chimp as Caesar. He is actually a different subspecies. I cannot remember the name of it, but you can tell by the difference of his looks. But he is still very much a chimpanzee and an ape. Now, he gets up and he rips off Caesar's shirt, and he just starts hooting up, and then he gets right up in his face. He's like, "What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, motherfucker?" And then he just starts screaming in freaking Caesar's face, hooting and yelling and screaming, and then he just starts moving off. And then Caesar's like, "Okay, what is going on here with this dude? He's creepy, so I'm gonna follow him and see what the hell is wrong with him." And that's when Rocket throws the can at him and hits him square in the head, and he's like, "Oh fuck, this is an attack." So Rocket then chases Caesar around, and Caesar gives him a good solid kick to the face, and Rocket's like, "You fucker." He gets him down.
Get back here.
He bites him off of the tree, and then he's about to pound into him, but Tom Felton hits him with the trank. And then as Caesar's getting up, he shoots Caesar with the trank. It's like,
Yep.
why the fuck are you shooting Caesar, man? He was the one getting beat on.
Well, two wild animals fighting, so what do you expect?
Yes. I mean, honestly, yes. If it is, or if you are seeing two animals perceived fighting, you have to train both.
Yeah, because like I said, they can kill each other. That's a federal charge on the guys too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if a chimp dies under their care because of that happening, yeah, they would have been busted. So anyway. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then they're bringing in new apes for the 113, and we get our introduction to the meanest, the baddest, the most evil fucking ape you will ever see. Just by looking at him, you know that this is one fucked up ape.
He's basically the scar. He's basically the scar of Planet of the Apes, pretty much.
Yeah, Koba.
Yeah, complete with scar.
Yeah, complete with scar and blind eye to boot.
Yeah.
And he has his arm out. He's like, come on, give me my fucking cookie. I know the drug. Give me this fucking cookie. So he's like, all right, give him a cookie. He pulls the cookie, puts it down, comes out again. He's like, give me another one. All right, this one.
He's just a douche the entire thing, yeah.
I know. And it's like, what the fuck? So then they have Jacobs come in. He wants to be a part of the process and see how it all is going down. Why am I hearing myself?
I don't know.
Anyway. So Franklin is back because he quit when he had to put down the apes, but then he's back because, well, now they're doing apes again. That came out weird. But anyway, so they have Koba strapped down. He's very calm. Well, this guy's seen the inside of a lot of labs. He knows the drill. It's like, that should be a red flag for you.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they get the aerosolized 113 and start getting, it's like, breathe, Koba. Breathe. And Koba seizes for a second, breaks his restraints. The tube of the gas starts getting out. And Franklin's mask comes off, and he accidentally gets a little bit of it in him.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know that at the second if you're just watching it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So he also checks his pulse, and he's like, whew. And, well, yeah. So then, let me see here.
And he didn't think to mention that his mask broke off to anybody, you know.
Yeah, well, no, they saw his mask come off. He's like, Franklin, get your mask back on.
I know.
Mm-hmm. And then, so, Maurice is then, or they're seeing, or back at the sanctuary, Caesar sees Landon and Dodge are tranking some chimps. He's like, all right, he's good. I need you to, or Genesis wants 13 more or something. But he also sees the orangutan, and the orangutan starts signing to him. Hurt bad?
Yep.
He's like, what, you know sign? I'm a circus orangutan. And I just love how he's like, I'm going to have to
it's for his friend, pretty much.
Screen for this. But
basically his first friend, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, circus orangutan. And Caesar understands, and this is his first real friendship outside of humans. This is something that's on his or close to his level of intelligence. So Maurice then, or when they start coming in to trank the other apes, Maurice automatically, he just turns away. He's like, nope, I know the drill. So then he sees Maurice again, and he's like, careful. Humans do not like a smart ape. And so he's like, why? But Maurice is like, I've said enough right now. Just face away. Look away. And so you then see, all right, where are we here on the talking points? Because
the orangutan and Caesar are just communicating, getting to know each other a little bit.
Yep. So then Caesar is visited by Will, and that's when Will sees that his finger is damaged. He's like, "Are you hurt? What'd they do to you?" And then he's like, "Sometimes the new kid on the block gets picked on," and freaking Will sees the shock stick in his hand. And he's like, That's fucking bullshit. And goes up, hey, what's going on here? I'm taking him out of here. Not without a court order, you're not. I swear to God, if I find out he's been mistreated in any way, I'm shutting this place down. And it's like...
Gave him the ultimatum, pretty much.
Yeah. So then he goes back to talk with Caesar, and Caesar's like, can we go home now? He's signing home again. And he's like, not yet. And this is when Caesar is starting to get fed up. He's been abused here. He's been treated like shit here. He's like, you have to fucking get me out of here, basically. He is just losing it. And he's like... And so when he leaves, Caesar is just pissed. He takes his shirt and just wipes off the window, and he's then outside dodging a freaking Rocket because, well, Rocket at this point is established his full dominance. And then he sees Rodney, and then he's seeing he also sees Buck, and you see the wheels start to turn. And then he moves up and he he pushes the fogged window, or cleans off the fogged window and sees the thing, and then the buzzer goes in to let the apes know that they have to go back in.
Yeah.
Now, that night, Dodge brings some girls and a friend, and it's like, what's with the TVs? It's called enrichment. And they're like, oh, this one's cute. He's cute. That's Cornelia. It's a she.
Yep.
And Cornelia is an she actually played the younger Caesar. She actually, because she was smaller.
Yep.
And she also plays Cornelia, who also later on becomes Caesar's mate.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
He's like her, and then they look at Maurice, and Maurice scares the hell out of one of the girls, and then he turns away, and he's like, "Fuck you, human." And she's like, "No fun. I'll show you something fun." And then he uses the shock stick on all the cages, and it causes a massive cascade of sparks everywhere.
Yeah, that's kind of a red flag there, guys. If you have a friend who works with animals and they do that, just remember, guys, like, it's just, these are apes. That's kind of like, okay, let's not hang out with this dude.
Yeah,
he's literally disrupting the apes at this point
on purpose. Yeah.
Primate. Oh my God, happy.
Primate
prison. Primate prison. Shut us down. Get in line. We goddamn lock bubbles in solitary confinement and whipped boots with a bag of oranges.
Dino never ceases to be amazing, man. I swear.
Dude, I love it. Fucking love it. But anyway. So then Rodney comes out. He's slow. I'm guessing he actually might be either slow or autistic or both. He's like, you guys really shouldn't be here. Hey, you're next. And that's when the girls are actually looking at him like, dude, seriously? Not cool. You're making fun of a dude that's disabled.
Yep.
And so he's like, come on. Got to get out of here. Spend too much time in here as it is. And then the other guy, his other friend, is looking at Caesar. He's like, whoa, freaky. Yeah, that one's a pain in the ass. And Caesar's just like, hey, come here, man. Yeah, come closer. And then he just gets right up and grabs the dude by the freaking neck. And is just looking at him. And then somehow during that time, he grabs the knife that he saw in the dude's pocket. And then he pulls away just as Dodge gets there. And he's like looking at Dodge like, the fuck you gonna do about it, bitch? I could slaughter you in a heartbeat.
Like I said, he's basically telling him, like, give me an excuse, man. Give me an excuse. Let's go.
Yep. He's like, he's like, come on, open up this gate, boy. I'll fuck you up. But anyway, believe me, I know that look. I've seen it. And people, we've all seen it some in one way or another. I've seen it of more recent times. But anyway, so then he turns around and he has the knife. And then he fashions a nice little stick to go around the knife, and he escapes. and he lets out Buck, the mountain gorilla.
Yep.
And I love this is a very accurate depiction here, folks. When Buck is woke up and he's pissed off and he gets up to the door and he realizes it's open, he puts a tentative foot or a tentative hand out and then goes right back in. He's scared. He's like, I know not to cross this bar. I know not to cross this threshold. Mm-hmm. But the aspect and the temptation of freedom is overpowering, and Buck just comes out. He's absolutely partying, man. He is just having a ball.
Having a great time, yeah.
That was a great scene.
I
smile every time.
Mm-hmm. And then Caesar's watching him, and Buck communicates with him. He's like, "So you're gonna do this every night, right?" Yep.
Thanks, bro.
But I need your help. So then we see Rocket sleeping, and Rocket gets some shit to the face, and he's like, "What the fuck? Son of a bitch, I'm gonna fucking kill." Why is my cage open? I'm gonna kill whoever did this, motherfucker. Oh shit! He's smacked down into the freaking thing by Caesar, and then he sees Buck behind him, and Buck's like, "You're not, or there's no one around this time, motherfucker."
Yeah,
and if you try anything, I'm gonna kick your ass just as much as Caesar here. So Caesar picks up the freaking can like he's about to beat him and throws it aside again, and then all the other apes are waking up and looking around, and Rocket is slowly realizing, I'm at a complete disadvantage here, so fuck it.
Just shut him out. Yep.
Supplication. I fucking concede, man. But here's the thing that they don't show you in the theatrical or in the movie, folks. This breaks Rocket. This literally breaks. He won't leave his cell after this.
Yep.
And they hose him down. They blast him with the hose to try to get him to move and respond. He won't do it. And there's a scene where Maurice signs to Caesar, "You broke Rocket." So Caesar has to realize that he needs to give Rocket a purpose.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that night, the following night, he puts a cookie in freaking Rocket's cell, and Rocket's like, "What the fuck? Oh, it's you. Wait, is that a cookie? Okay, I'll take the cookie. I'll fucking
basically an olive branch in a sense."
Yep, and then he lets him out, and he's like, "Okay, what's going on here?" So then he shows him another cookie, puts it back, and he knocks on the thing. He's like, and Rocket goes up, pulls the damn bag. He's like, "Do that fucking thing. I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna look so good." Oh shit, there's other people here. All right, fine. I'll share some cookies with you. And then this is Caesar's planning.
Trying to ease up to him a little bit.
He's realizing that he can teach them.
Yep.
He's realizing that these apes can be taught, even without being special like me. They can be taught to a degree.
Yep.
And so Rocket's passing them around, smacking on the doors, like, "Yeah!" And everybody's all happy and stuff. And then the next day, Caesar sees Cornelia because she likes to be around the water and do the whole water thing. And then another ape starts going off and whatnot. And then Maurice sits down next to Caesar. And this is a very important scene, which I'm going to wait for Mads to come back because this is one of the more important things.
No, I am here.
Okay. Because it's like, "Why'd you cook your Rocket?" And so he takes the bamboo. He's like, "Ape, apart, weak." Snaps his damn. He's like, "Did you just break my freaking bamboo, you son of a bitch?"
Yep. But then he shows it, puts it back together strong. Yeah.
Yep. And then he does the first tenet of their laws later on. Apes together, strong. And then you see the other females go off on each other because one of them didn't like what another did, and that's when the bell rings. And then you see frickin' Maurice, apes, stupid.
Yep.
And it's like, ugh. He's like, apes. Stupid, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I do appreciate that they did translate a lot of the
sign language. Yeah.
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 Like I said, I got the also the sign for family. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you put your camera on real quick, Orange. Get your camera on real quick. I'll show you how to do the family. Do two OK symbols and put them together real quick. At the facing each other. Other way. No. Reverse it again. Reverse it. Yep.
Like
and then
that.
kind of do like a half circle. Do like a half circle in between. Yeah, that's the sign for family.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's basically what he did in the movie too. I recognize the sign for family when he did the two OK symbols together and kind of did like a wraparound. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll actually see that in Godzilla versus Kong. That very same
family.
word.
That's basically what that means. The sign for family. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Didn't mean to mute myself. I meant to turn my camera back
Yeah.
off. But anyway.
I just want to show you that sign because that's a pinnacle point in the movie too. Like I said, he wants to start a family or begin the family.
Mm-hmm. And so Will and Franklin are seeing Koba get tested and whatnot, and they're going over his stats and stuff, and he's like, I want a full markup of his stats. Okay, yeah, sure. Hey, Joe! Sorry about that. And then he sees that Franklin just sneezed blood all over the goddamn place. He's like, excuse me for a sec. And, well, this gives Will his opening to steal the 113, which he does. And he's about to use it on his father. But his father actually grabs him and he's like, no. Mm-mm. His father knew. His father had a last moment of coherence. And he understood it wouldn't do any good, son. It won't do any good.
That's pretty sad too. Like, wow, just the one last bit of intelligence for him says, "Nope, don't give it to me." That's sad for me too, as a grandson of a grandfather who had that. That's hard to really hear from him, you know.
Mm-hmm. And so the next day, his father dies.
Yep.
And Will has to come to terms with this, and Caroline tells him some things are not meant to be changed.
Yep.
And so he goes in and he realizes that they're doing more 113 trials, and he's like, I didn't authorize this. No, I did. Jacobs authorized it because he realized that Koba is extremely intelligent, and he sees Jacobs and he's like, Jacobs, writes Jacobs on the freaking board. And it's like, and then he's looking at freaking Jacobs and smiling, and Jacobs is just a dumb
incredibly ominous.
It's like, dude,
evil-looking scarred ape
is looking at you like he wants to kill you.
And he's just writing your name.
He just wrote your fucking name.
Yeah, that's totally not creepy at all.
Yeah. Exactly. Likes me.
It's like, yikes.
I mean, I guess if you're gonna make friends with an ape, make it the most freakish ape, the scariest ape. Just make sure you stay friends with him. Make sure you have cookies for him.
Lots of cookies.
Yeah. And so Will ends up quitting because he's like, this is a virus. We don't know the human-related effects. Well, that's why we test them on chimps. Yeah. And it's like, he's like, there are risks. Don't talk to me about risks. You gave your father an experimental drug. I could finish your career with one phone call. I'll save you the trouble. I quit. All right, we'll proceed without you. You do not know what you're doing.
And that's the death of the human race right there, bro.
Yeah.
Or the right.
He's like, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know the symptoms, the human-related effects. And that's why we tested on chimps.
That's right. This is also kind of a contrast when it comes to human race doing any kind of experiments or any kind of technology, and it gets out of control. It just shows you how stupid people can be when it comes to money and greed, and it can destroy our world, man. It's ridiculous.
And at this point, Franklin tries going to Will's house, knocking on the door. He's like, Doctor, open the door. And then he goes to the side door. He's like, Doc. And the asshole neighbor comes up. He's like, what the hell are you doing here? That's you! Sneezes all bloody all over the damn guy. He's like, just get the hell out. Just get out of here. I'm so sorry. It's like, well, you just infected him.
Again, he's sneezing blood. He doesn't mention it to anybody.
I know, right? But
that's
that is why he was actually there.
Yeah.
He was there to tell him something is wrong. This is not right. I'm dying here, Doc.
Yeah, but he could have also mentioned it to the company. You know,
Yeah, he should have there too. I mean, he is
some dude sneeze. If some dude with blood sneezes on me, I'm calling the CDC or the cops or some shit.
Exactly. And so Will is then, you know what? Fuck this! I just lost my dad. I'm going for broke. He just throws a bunch of freaking money all over on Landon's desk. He's like, "You wouldn't be trying to entrap me, are you? You're gonna let him go or not? You're gonna let him go or not?" Well, I can't say that I approve. They're not people. And so he actually goes along with this very lucrative deal, and he opens it up, and Caesar's like, "Okay, I get to go home." But then he sees the leash, and then he looks around and sees all the other apes looking at him, and he realizes, this is when Caesar realizes, I am not, or there's nothing for me out there.
Yep.
I am, or I would rather, and he closes the door on Will.
This is basically when he starts to feel his full autonomy as well too.
Yeah. And so he basically is like, or when he's like, I guess he wants to be here with his own kind, and then he keys to Dodge to lock it up and whatnot, and Dodge just pulls the leash out of his hand. And he's like, "Yeah, fuck you, dude. Pull that shit on us." And you see Buck in the background, and he starts hooting, and all the others start hooting. They're basically cheering for Caesar at this point.
Yep.
They're thankful. And this is when he realizes the other apes, they need him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, shit. This was the whole Caesar breaking rocket thing, and then Maurice thing came after. Oops. But anyway,
keep going.
It does.
So then the whole cookie rocket and other shit is going on. That's when he breaks out with the knife. He fully breaks out.
Yep.
And he goes to Will's home, and you see him looking at Will and Caroline sleeping in bed. He's like, "Motherfuckers are living all peacefully out here. I could slaughter you both right now in your sleep." But then he goes. Go ahead.
I was going to say that he kind of feels conflicted too himself, because even though he quote unquote feels betrayed, but he also kind of feels sad that he has to leave him for his own kind. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's like, "I would love to stay here, but I have a mission right now."
Yeah.
And then he finds the canisters that where his father was hiding the other ones, and he opens it up and sees that it's an aerosolized type. And then he takes them. He jumps on the asshole's car and sets off the alarm and buckles the front end.
Pretty much.
And just gets away, and then he he punctures the cans and just unleashes the virus in the whole freaking ape sanctuary.
Yep.
And they all wake up, and this scene where all of them are waking up.
Well, that was dope. Yeah, when they all walk out, that was dope as heck.
It was even before that, when they're just waking up. They're all like, it's as if they're waking up to the world for the first time.
Yeah.
It's as if they're like seeing it for the first time with a higher intelligence.
Yeah.
And that's when Caesar's standing there letting them all walk out. He stops Rocket, turns Rocket's head, sees the green in his eyes. He's like, "Okay, get going." Then he sees other ones, and then Maurice comes up. He's like, "Okay, now we're on a whole nother level here. Things are getting interesting."
Now the gorillas start coming out as well, kind of approaching him a little bit. Start standing up. Like, damn.
And then then you see the Mars thing where the Icarus enters Mars atmosphere, which is a callback to the original. You also see the 113 is being mass produced, and then Franklin is found dead.
Yep.
And then that day, freaking Dodge realizes it takes that amount of time for Dodge to realize his cookies are missing. And he's blaming Rodney, and he's about to beat the shit out of Rodney, but his father's like, "Knock it off. going home, get more peace than the goddamn ape house. And then he's like, God, I'm sorry. God damn it, Rodney. But that's when Landon, the owner, realizes that the apes are all grunting in unison. They're fucking signing. And Maurice hoots to warn Caesar. Like, ooh. And then all of them just start scattering because they're realizing that they're tipping him off a little bit. And so Caesar just looks back at him like, can you mind your own fucking business, please? I'm kind of busy here planning to take over the world. So he's just looking at him, and then that's when freaking Landon's like, okay, I'm going. And then he's like, okay, everybody fall in. And everybody's like, falling in. And that's enough. He looks back and he's like, oh shit. FDA is more lax than a private prison. Jesus Christ. Come on, would you leave your friends for Frida Pinto?
I know. I think we need to muzzle Dino.
Yeah.
To be fair, the monkey prison warden's desk people proposition him all the time.
Like I said, I think we need to muzzle Dino. He's hilarious. Dino, like I said, we need to muzzle you, bro.
I never understood who people could have primate phobia without being monkey attacked. Then I saw Koba. Well, yeah. So then this is where all the apes are going in, and Dodge is locking shit down. And he notices that Caesar's out. But Caesar is strategically placed. You'll see this when he calls Rodney out to get to the platform.
Yep.
And he has to call him twice because Rodney's watching Charlton Heston with a freaking just dumbass look on his face. He's like, like literally, he's like, and then he's like, Rodney, wake the fuck up, man. Because Rodney just totally ignored him. He's like, fuck off. And then he hears it and he's like, oh shit, something's going down. Okay. But Rodney gets up to his platform, and you see that Caesar is obscured by a long branch. There's no clear shot for Caesar or on Caesar. So that's why Dodge is out there with the shock stick. He's like, what are you doing, huh? Go on, get back in your cage and whatnot. And he realizes that Rodney doesn't have a clear shot, so he's like, that's it. And he starts shocking the shit out of Caesar and trying to beat him. And then Caesar's moving out of his way. And then he grabs his hand. Stupid monkey, what's wrong with you? Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape.
And that's when he yells the famous
freaking line. Yep. What were you saying, Matt?
I loved that throwback. I really did.
Yeah.
Like I said, that one word he said, and he just
stands up and he's like, no! And then
dead silent.
Greetings, Fade Salvation. Thank you for the like.
Thank you, Fade. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Also, Mads, your audio seems very garbled.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
It wasn't.
I was hearing that, but I didn't know if that was just me.
Yeah, it's like, or you know me, folks. If something sounds weird, I'm gonna freaking say it.
Well, if it's weird, then I mean it's you. Then okay.
Yeah. But anyway, she'll be right
back.
But
I was just gonna mention that the moment he said that famous word, just yelling it out, the guy just went dead silent, just like what the.
Yeah, everybody went. Yeah. And even Buck. Now say something, Mads.
Hello.
Okay.
There we go.
Now let's get her back on top.
That's so. You're such a dirty mind, Orange man.
You know it. But anyway.
Again, I gotta laugh at Dino. Maurice, what are we going to do tonight? Caesar, take over the world. Somebody's gonna have to make that clip, please.
Yes, somebody really should. And Palpatine, get back to the Death Star.
All right. Anyway, back to
Caesar.
the movie.
No. But Also, another thing that I noticed when that happened is the look on Buck's face.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, yeah, dead silent. Just
the Buck's his comic chat. Jesus,
Danny, you
how you doing, Danny? Good to see you,
hey, what's up?
Matt's on top. Sounds like fun. It is fun
every Monday night.
Anyway,
who wouldn't want a woman on top? So
exactly.
I do stream with Comic Chat every Monday night. So
okay,
yeah,
cool.
So then, the look on freaking, I'm gonna go on thing to basically show you. It's like he's like
dead silent. Yeah,
his lips are moving. He's like, what? As if he's,
that was
it's as if he's
great.
like, what? I mean, it's like, what? And then Caesar's just like, no, and just continues to repeat it, and all the apes are losing their shit.
Yeah.
Just like every kid that learns the word no the first time.
Yep, and they're all and then he starts letting them out, and then Rodney just comes through the door, and they all look at him. They're like, fresh meat. Run! So they all grab him, and they start beating on him, and Caesar stops him. He's like, no. No means no. Damn it, no. And he also threw Dodge in a cell and locked it and whatnot. And then he leads Rodney into a cell, and he's like, get on in there. You'll be safe. Don't worry. We're not going to kill you. And then
and he's just scared as shit with that guy. He's just scared.
Yeah, Dodge gets out, and he's like, I'm going to skin every last one of you. And freaking Caesar hits him with the hose while he starts zapping this stick, and it kills him.
Right.
The cascade goes back into
himself. Yeah.
Yep. And this is where you see. I hate this franchise because you know who dies at the end. Yes, we'll get to that one. We'll get to that one in 4 weeks from now, or no, 6 weeks from now.
Yeah, that's
pretty sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's every 2 weeks.
True.
But yes, no, it would be 8 weeks. Oops. Anyway, we'll get it when we get to that movie. Anyway,
we'll get to the third.
We'll get there when we get there.
All right, onward. Okay.
And so this is the look on Caesar's face when he realized that he just accidentally killed Dodge. You see the shock and the shame on his face.
And horror, yeah.
You see that it's something that's like, that's not what I wanted to do.
Yep.
That's not what I intended. I just wanted to give him a taste of his own medicine, not kill him.
Yep. This is when
a taste of his own medicine is fatal to humans.
If he
like I said, this is when he kind of went too far. Like, yep, I've gone way too far.
Yep. And he's like, I don't want to cross this
line again.
This line again. I'm not going to cross this line again.
Yep.
And then they all break out. And
okay, later, Danny.
Take it easy.
Later, bro.
Or take it easy, Danny. Good to see you, and thank you for dropping in or dropping by.
Yeah.
And so nobody's picking up at the ape sanctuary, and the kids are, as all the apes are escaping, and Will is turning up at the sanctuary.
Yep.
There's newspaper is thrown out to the people lost in space in question mark. The Icarus is now lost in space. They left Mars apparently in the next couple days, and now it's lost in space. So yeah, it's setting up. Yep. And I think a judge would call it a horrible monkey accident.
Really, dude.
Yeah, really. And so then you see the sanctuary owner see his own kid get fried, and you'd think that would incense the owner, but there's nothing that happens after that. You don't see him going after the apes in this movie. You don't see him doing anything about it. It's wasted opportunity here, folks.
Well, like I said, how do you explain to the police that your kid got murdered by a bunch of apes that were caged in your,
Doesn't need to because he just saw the footage.
Yeah,
All
I
the
know.
cops did,
and the
cops did
police
too.
just saw the footage with him. Yeah.
It's like
But
he was abusing these apes, but the apes kind of fought back. So
Yeah,
that's
and that would be exactly why, because it's they would also have it on footage of them using this shotgun taser thing on the apes.
But I'm talking about when the police see them all get on their own 2 feet or walking like humans and they're beating the crap out of them. Like how are these apes doing this? That's what I mean by how these are not apes anymore or something like that. You know what I mean?
But also, I should also say that when Caesar went, or after Caesar accidentally fried Dodge, he saw that Cornelius' cage was empty and that there was a Genesis tag on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh no.
You did not take my girl.
You're not taking my girl." And they all raid Genesis. And Caesar's literally there liberating all the apes, and he finds Cornelia, but also Koba gets out. And Koba's like, "Fuck all these idiots. I got business with Jacobs." And here's the thing. Jacobs is just getting there, realizing that Franklin is dead, because Linda from Will's team calls him and says, "Franklin's dead. Viral infection. He was killed by a viral infection. The AL-113 does something to humans that it doesn't do to apes." It's like, oh, you surmised all that by yourself, did you?
Yeah, she should be on the research team.
Jesus Christ, she should be the head of research at this point.
That's kind of messed up. That's kind of messed up too. That this vaccine or virus, it makes the ape more intelligent, but it takes away the intelligence of humans, which is kind of messed up.
Yeah. But here's the thing. There's another deleted scene where Koba catches up with Jacobs, and he's going to give him the 113.
Yep.
He had him strapped down, and he had the freaking 113. He was about to shove it down his throat.
Ugh, creepy.
And that's when Will gets in there and smacks Koba off and stops him. But that's a deleted scene, but it's still one that I think should be mentioned. And then
an almost identical deleted scene was from Suicide Squad.
Oh, nice.
Well, where they had Harley strapped to the table and Joker was about to...
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to hurt you. Really? Really bad. Yes, Daddy. Anyway. So then they liberate the apes at the zoo. You guys need to get your cameras out. They're not usually this active. It's like, are you not hearing the shit behind you? Everybody else is, but you're not, apparently, because you're dumber than a fucking box of rocks.
Yeah.
So then they take all the spears of that cage that after they liberate, they're like, take that. We got weapons now. Yes. And then Jacobs gets in the chopper because the chopper arrives at Genesis. And he's like, "This is my facility. We need to track him down and kill him. Trust me on this." And so they're heading through San Francisco to get to the Golden Gate because Will knows that they're going to go for the Redwoods.
Yep, he knows where he's going. Yeah.
And the battle between the patrols and the cops. Now, here's a weird error that I found. You see these cops drive by one chimp, and in the same shot, there's no animal control van behind that chimp.
Yeah.
But then then the very next shot, after they do an establishing shot of the cops driving off and distant, they go back and there's the animal control van with the guy shooting a net gun at him.
Oh yeah, I know the scene. Yeah, that is weird.
And it's like, where the fuck did you come from? Koba is a funky monkey.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Caesar's second words. Get to the chopper.
Dino, you're insufferable, man.
I adore him. He's fun.
I'll say this one thing: the Golden Gate fight. That's probably my favorite part of the entire movie. That whole fight scene.
We're getting to it.
Yeah.
So this ape gets netted, and as the guy is getting into his vehicle, a freaking spear goes right through the back corner of his driver door, and nearly kills him, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And then you see Caesar or all the others, and Caesar's like, "Give me your spear. This time I'm gonna hit him
right from the roof.
Yep, right through the roof. Another shin sends the dude packing, but all the apes are throwing their damn spears at him, and so it's like a fucking pincushion at this point.
Yeah, they're going to shish kebab.
Yeah, let that sink in for a second. Those things are made of pure steel or real thick metal, because those things that will impale you, they will kill you, man. They'll go through your head, dude. Shit.
And then you see the apes going through buildings, and they crawl onto the rail car, and that's an iconic shot with Caesar, Maurice, Rocket, and Buck. They're all looking at the Golden Gate. It's like, we have our objective. Let's go.
Yep.
And the battle on the Golden Gate Bridge, folks, is just freaking awesome.
That was my favorite scene, yeah.
And freaking the cops are getting everybody off the bridge. We're going to slaughter them when they hit the gap. We're going to shoot them like shooting fish in a barrel. Good.
See, this is the best part about this whole scene is, like, the moment they start going across the bridge, and then Caesar's like, wait a minute. And he starts, that's how you know his intelligence is even more incredible, that he knows that the humans on the other side are getting ready to shoot them. He's like, you know what? No, we're going on the side of the cables over here. Everybody start climbing up the cable things, yeah.
The cables and going under. And he literally puts his hand up, and it sounds like he's literally screaming out, "Wait!"
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, he's like, nope.
But I know those demons like, "Wait!" Yeah. And then he realizes that everybody is getting ready, and that's just too quiet. So he's like, "Koba, go up. Maurice, go under." And he actually signs it.
Climbing monkeys, go up. The other ones go down.
The swingers go down. Yep. And he's like, go under.
Yep.
And on the digital, they do not translate that.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of self-explanatory when you think about it too. It doesn't really need to be translated.
It is. It very is. I mean, most people would understand that. So Maurice takes the swingers and goes under, along with the chimps that have young. You will also realize that they are going. So then the sniper in the chopper is like, "You're gonna lose them in the fog." Then you see one ape get sniped. That's going up with Koba, and Maurice sees it fall to its death, and it pisses him off. It's like, oh, these motherfuckers are dead, and so they pick up the pace. And as the mounted officers are now going to push the apes north, Caesar sees a couple of his apes getting smacked around by the cops, and he tackles one guy off, and then he alerts Buck to follow him, and Buck charging that freaking mounted officer was awesome, dude.
I love that so much.
Freaking he's just beating on Buck's face, and then Buck's like, get the fuck off that damn thing.
Oh gosh, and Buck's about to paste him with both of his arms, and she's like,
no! He's like, no! And Buck stops. He's like,
in his face.
Fuck. I mean, I just love it. I'm basically, it's like,
he's going to be a light cop.
He's like, oh.
It's basically trying to make sure he doesn't go too far as he did.
Yeah, he's like, you don't want to do. He's like, that's your rule, not mine. But anyway, I'll listen to you. But I'll listen to you.
He's a big gorilla too. He's a big ass fucking gorilla too. Shit.
He's a male silverback.
Yeah. Don't mess with those motherfuckers. Shit. Anyway.
I mean, so then he has the other mountain gorillas start pushing the bus, and then that's when the police start panicking and empty all of their fucking weapons into the bus.
And I'm like, why? Even I'm like, dude, why are you shooting at the metal bus? Go the fuck around it.
Even if you had armor penetrating, you wouldn't get through that bus.
No. Like I said, you go around the damn bus, dude. You're like, what is wrong with you guys?
Exactly. It's like, then you see the horse running, and then you get another homage to Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
Apes on a horse. Go!
Yep.
And that's when Koba comes down on the cops. Now notice, most of these apes are... Everything all right there, Price?
Okay.
Okay, good. Just checking. Now,
Good.
and notice how all of them are not trying to kill, but they are disarming, and they're tossing around. Yes, one of them gets thrown off the freaking bridge, but still, he was an asshole, so he deserved it. This ain't no ACAB thing. Actually, they tried their best to just disarm, and the rest of them just they're like, fuck it, we're out, and they left. And as they're all celebrating, you see Will call out Caesar, and Caesar's like, yeah, what the fuck, Dad? What are you doing? And then the chopper gets up, and they go full auto on him, and he's like, fuck! And it's like, oh, shit. Yep. So Caesar grabs the chain and takes out those two idiots, and that's when the co-pilot starts shooting at Caesar and nearly hits him, and Buck's like, that's my friend! Yeah. Slams Caesar out of the way and just takes most of the shots.
And that's sad, too. Look at that.
Really sad.
Yes, Buck passing is sad. Buck is also the name of the jailer in the original, by the way.
Yep, exactly. Yep. I knew you were gonna say that at least once. Yep, that's from the jailer, yeah.
Yep. And so then the chopper crashes to the side of the bridge. And I swear to God.
I heard you. Sorry, I'm talking to my coworkers.
That's all right. Yeah. And so then Caesar gets there and pulls Buck from the chopper. And Buck's basically giving him his last words. Not that we can understand a damn word that they are saying. But it's basically like, as long you need to be alive to help us.
Yeah.
Free us. Get us free. Get us home. And then Caesar's like, fuck. And then he hears Jacobs pleading for mercy and for help. And you just see freaking the look on Caesar's face when he hears Jacob's voice. He's like, I am fucking done here. I'm done with these assholes. So this scene actually, there's an alternate scene of what happens next. Mm-hmm. He looks at Jacobs. He puts his hand out, but then he pulls it back and walks away, but nods to an ape off screen. And that's when Koba comes up and shoves the fucker right off. Stupid monkey!
Hey, just so you guys know, my boss said we're ready to go on and roll out, so I'm gonna go on. So I'm gonna take off and start driving home. So I'm gonna have to get out pretty soon, or right now.
All right. Take it easy, bub. If you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yep. Listen to you guys and talk to you guys later. Hope you get ready for the next one.
All right. Yep. Take it easy.
Take care.
And so I just love what Jacob says. He's like, not you. And then he's like, no, stupid monkey. Now, there's the alternate scene as Caesar does this. Caesar kills Jacobs in an alternate scene. It was not fully rendered, though.
And I'm glad they went with Koba.
So am I, because that shows that Koba is malevolent.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see Will following them into the woods. And Koba finds Will, and he's about to attack him, and then Caesar throws him off. And Koba's going right after Caesar, and then Caesar just stands up, full upright, and he's like, what? It looks like he says stay, but he just grunts at him. How you doing, Deej? Good to see you, buddy. Koba just watched the dude go down. Savage. PETA News. It was a peaceful monkey protest. Oh my fucking god, dude. I just Googled insufferable means, and no, I'm not lactose intolerant. I have no idea what that fucking means. But anyway.
It's not always easy to text with Dino Claws, you know.
Yeah, it isn't.
Yeah.
So then Will tries his last attempt at reasoning. He's like, Caesar, you have to stop this. This is not the way. Come home and I can protect you. But Caesar sees the rest of the apes coming back of him, and they're all looking at him, and so he grabs Will, and he finally reveals that his latest evolution, Caesar, is home.
Yeah.
And shocks Will to shit. He's like, what the
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't believe when the guy said, he spoke. What? You're ape. He spoke. He didn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
This shows that he now believes it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, Caesar's home. Go. And all of them are this where he's walking through, and even Maurice gets down and does the supplication gesture, which Caesar graciously approves. And after he walks through all of them to the biggest tree, he turns around and you literally see all the apes stand upright. The rise of the Planet of the Apes. And they all then start climbing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same beautiful score with a little bit more at the end of it to basically say, and he's looking over all that happened. This is the wonderful thing about this movie. These apes were not there to enslave. They wanted freedom only.
Mm-hmm.
Now, oh my God, Mandalorian Caesar, no! This is the way. Jesus fucking Christ. We are having a good night, Deej. I hope you are too, buddy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, then there's another deleted scene with Koba where he sees a shotgun in the woods. He then sees a shell, kind of puts it in his mouth. He's like, ugh, this thing tastes like shit. But then he slides the shell into the cartridge area, cocks the gun, turns it toward the camera, and pulls the trigger. It's like, okay, now Koba has a taste for guns.
Yeah.
Great. And then, as they're going through the brief beginning of the credits, you then see the asshole, psychotic neighbor, who's now missing a finger, getting in a taxi cab because his car was totaled for unknown or by unknown parties.
Yeah.
Caesar. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Orange. Been getting a few laughs over on Doomcock streams with my alt's new name. Nice, dude.
Nice.
Don't know what's going on in Doomcock stream, but nice. Anyway, so psychotic neighbor Hunsicker gets to the airport. He's a fucking pilot.
Yeah.
This is the big reveal. This is how it gets out there, folks. You
And
see blood dripping from his nose.
yeah, and that whole thing, really looking back at it now, or even thinking back at it, that was a very sobering moment back then, but now it's kind of that almost feels like foreshadowing, you know?
Indeed, because of COVID, yeah.
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 And you just see the plane go over to New York, and then it just cascades as a web from there.
Mm-hmm.
But the main line keeps on going and spreading all over the fuck. It's like, holy shit, man. And this brings us to the end of the movie. And it's like, it is such a great movie. Now we get to out of our ratings, folks.
Yeah.
Starting with Mads, out of 10, how would you rate this movie?
Oh, easily a 9.5.
9.5.
Easily.
Mongo?
Oh, an easy 9. Easy 9.
Yep. Me, I do my 3 tiers, as you all know.
Mm-hmm.
In my brief review, I gave the scores, but I probably will give different scores this time. This movie, there is errors in it. Like I pointed out, the error of the animal control van. There is a little bit of there's a lot of CG problem. The CG just doesn't hold up today as it did back then. I'm pretty sure that if they went back with a small budget, they can touch up the shots a little bit more. It would be a pretty cool thing for a special edition.
You know what? With everything that they do nowadays, don't touch it.
Good point. Chances are they'll make Caesar a female.
Just it's perfect the way it is. Don't touch it.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm surprised they haven't claimed that this movie is racist yet. But anyway,
Hush.
I know, right? Objectively, I will put this movie at a 8 out of 10. Objectively, the CG is not as good as it could have been, in my opinion, but it still was very good. There was a couple of acting stints right here with a couple of characters, but you know what? It's not too much to harm the movie. It's the CG that does the main problem with it. The directing, the cutting with that one animal control error was another thing that hurt this film a little bit, because it's like, how did that guy just show up there? It's like, what, did fucking like 3 minutes pass in a 2-second span? What happened, you know? Subjectively, it's a different story. Subjectively, I put this movie at a 9.5 out of 10. Mm-hmm. The CG is less of a problem in the subjective, but also that fucking animal control van. It bothers somebody with my mind.
You see, the CGI doesn't bother me because I remember like 90s movies with CGI, like Lawnmower Man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, that's painful. That was painful then. It's even worse now.
Exactly. Now, here's the thing, folks. Moviegoer, my third tier review. 10 out of 10. Thoroughly enjoyed. Awesome to watch. Mm-hmm. The freaking score is almost orgasmic in its quality.
Yeah.
Because, goddamn, that score is awesome. And it is just a brilliant story.
Who did the score for that?
I don't know, man.
Give me a second.
Okay, you're going to look it up. Thank you.
I still have IMDb pulled up, so yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
But yeah.
Music by Patrick Doyle.
He does good work. I mean, he did Thor.
Yeah.
And Thor, or the first Thor movie, great score.
Yeah.
That was a score that was that was great, man. But yeah, I think that this movie is definitely still very good today. I mean, Odin, who is CGI bugs him a lot more than it does me, but I do acknowledge that CGI is important, or is an important quality to rating a movie objectively. But yes, he actually agrees with me that the CGI is the weakest in the first one, and it is the best in the last one.
Yes.
But anyway,
it's just different from the years, and
yeah, it gets, or they tighten it up and they touch it up a lot better as the movies go on. But this movie, I truly did enjoy watching. I always enjoy coming back to it if I want to watch it. It's just overall enjoyable. Mm-hmm. It really is. And there's a lot of things that can be taken from it even today, man. And it's like, things aren't meant to be changed. There are things that you shouldn't fuck around with. China, COVID. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you just shouldn't fuck around with, you know?
That's a popular theme in a lot of apocalyptic movies.
Exactly.
I mean, most of those apocalyptic zombie type movies, they'll start with, I don't know, a rushed vaccination.
Right. I mean, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. I am Legend. We basically cured cancer. Yeah, you created vampires, you dumbass. But it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you all? Stop fucking around with genetics.
I think they were more like zompires or something, you know?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
They call them hemophages or some shit.
I don't care what they want to call them. They're zompires.
Yeah, they're zompires. But anyway, that's a different movie. That's gonna freaking wrap up our discussion of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, folks. In 2 weeks, we are going to discuss the sequel, which is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which has the best sequences in it.
It does.
It has the best. It's a better story than Rise, and it's better CG. It's an improvement, believe me. It's a great story to it, and I cannot wait to discuss that with the panel. So, with that being said, Mads, give yourself a plug.
Hey guys, Mads here. You can find me at Mads Mama Rare Doll, both here on YouTube and on Twitter. And normally I try to do a Sunday morning funnies, but Sunday is Little Bear's birthday, so I'm probably going to take the day off.
Nice.
But beyond that, you can also find me on the Queen's Council, and I'm hoping to drop a little chat about the Justice League Zack Snyder Cut movie. Hopefully tomorrow morning. Hopefully.
Nice.
Okay. But yeah, stay tuned.
Definitely will. And Mongo?
Alrighty, well, I'm Mongo. Mongo's Big Thanks, casual optimist and YouTube hobbyist. I like to have some fun. The best way to keep track of me is basically just to follow me on Twitter. I usually tweet about whatever things I do, whether it's making little videos or streaming about, whatever I like to stream about or talk about, But yeah, it's been fun reliving this wonderful movie with you guys.
Yeah.
It truly was fun. Anyway, folks, that is going to be the video. Next week, I am doing my... How you doing, Nadiga? You caught us at the end.
I dig it.
But I'll still give you a shout out. Also, I do want to thank everybody who was in the chat. DJ Odyssey, Adiga, Soul Assassin, Happy Dino, Underlord Betamax Tape. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry I didn't see you. Who else was in here?
I know we had Comic Chat. We had
Danny from Comic Chat. Thank you very much. Who else?
There's G-Fan.
Fade Salvation, G-Fan. Thank you all for being in the chat. And thank you to Soul Assassin and Happy Dino for providing.
ABC and CJH.
Yep, ABC was in the chat too.
I feel like I just read Night
And CJH, yep. Alrighty, and I think that actually is all of them.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so with that, folks, next week is going to be my versus stream of the EU Mandalorians versus the Disney Mandalorians. So definitely tune in for that, and I will see you all next week. And until then, I'll probably put out a video or two here or there. So, yeah, this has been Orange Hat Reviews and Panel. And always remember, folks, stay humble.
Mm-hmm.